What up, gamers? Fencer here, and welcome back to Girls Frontline 2 Exilium. So, yeah, let's resume the event story here. Uh, Once they are inside the building, the Dode's corpse has outlived its usefulness and gets tossed aside. Phew, we made it, see? I told you we'll be fine. I'm all sticky, smelly. Good thing it's not corrosive. It couldn't be helped. There are so many elites out there. If we had been spotted, the commotion could have attracted even more of them. Enough of that. Let's see if luck is still on our side. You know, that's still cool too. Cause like, just the whole thing where they're trying to use the corpse as like a cover. It definitely gives me like Walking Dead vibes. Ulrid flips the power switch with a click. The interior lights up. Display screens also come to life, and the white text start appearing on them. Huh? There's still power. Let me see. Please enter the surveillance passcode. We'll have to use brute force. Lada, are you good with any good with electronic warfare? I only have the basic EW model. You'll have to go for it. Latara, prepare to connect to level 2. Oh, is the battle within the program? Yeah. Oh, what is that? Lada, I'm leaving breaking through this to you. Okay. Latara, let's deal with these defense machines together. But yeah, dude, like, this is gonna be my team. Freaking, yeah, these two here, Ulrid. I'm just missing Suomi right now. So yeah, I'll be leveling up these guys. I do want to do that, yeah. Alright, we'll begin. But yeah, when it comes to these battles, like I said, the normal and elite battles, I'll just, fast forward the battles and stuff. But the boss battles, I'll definitely, stick around and play manually. Okay. Oh my gosh. Sabrina. It's crazy. Yeah, dude, Ulrid is so cool. Once I get that, Suomi, like I don't have to worry about her like just screwing up so much. Cause yeah, I feel like she would be the first one to go down sometimes. Cause she is kind of like forced to go up to the enemy. Aha, well done us. We're lucky the defense system here isn't up to date. Still, those defense automatons look pretty odd. I've never seen them before either. Probably custom made. Oh, we've got visuals. The 3 dolls all take a step forward to look at the screens. Having obtained access to the surveillance system, the screens now show live CCTV feeds of every room. The dolls all stumble back at the site. That's a lot of elites. I was kind of expecting this, but it still grosses me out to see so many in one place. Is this some sort of elite expo? Look, Ulrid, these screens are dead. Judging from the numbers, I think they are monitoring the same area. Are the cameras broken? I wouldn't be surprised. This place is falling apart. Look, that. What? Those aren't those doll repair pods? There are 8 of them? So many? That sounds like a good deal. There are also hydraulic cylinders and what looks like to be like a bionic skin healant. To the side? I can't see clearly. There are more in the other CCTV feeds. This is beyond our wildest imagination. This is wonderful. Calm down. I'm taking down these camera numbers. Then I'll try to figure out where these supplies are stored. Katara, that's not the only room. There are supply crates in this one, and this corner here, I think. Oh. Katara follows Ulrid, where Ulrid is pointing, and checks the feeds one by one. She is so incredulous of what she is seeing. She has to take off her glasses to clean them and also rub her eyes. We've also got plenty places to explore. I'll log all the locations of the supplies and equipment we've seen, as well as the distribution of elids in the area. That'll give us something to work with. Orid, if we can get our hands on these supplies, does that mean we can make the hibernating dolls? That still depends on what state these supplies are in. But it should take quite a lot of the pressure off. Latara, we may have just found a key to our survival. We need a lot of information before we can put together a plan. Ulrid, don't forget about the elids in the ruins. I know, I haven't forgotten, but if we can get the parts we need soon, it'll make life much easier than for all of us. Maybe we can sell some of them and use the profit for upgrading our servers or something. I don't want our neural clouds to have no backups. Just then, Ulrid's comms terminal chirps. Oh, copy? The signal isn't great, but I can just about hear her. Is there news from Sumomi's end? Yes, if find anything, back to report. Suomi seems ready to return. It's not safe to keep exploring either. We should also go back. How are we supposed to get out? The trio stares at each other. Nobody says a word. In the end, with expressionless faces, they walk back to the entrance and picked up those corpses again. Yeah, that's the only way. Commander, you must have seen a Thode before, right? I heard Big Sis describe how they returned from the ruins, and it was kind of gross, so I'll spare you the details. But we got really lucky, Commander. This place is really like an oasis. We've all cheered up, especially Big Sis Ulrid. She didn't say anything, but I can tell she is very relieved. As part of the exploration team, I've also made some pretty impressive discoveries. I'm sure the good news will lift everyone's spirits. So the three of you went inside the terminal power station without going through maintenance? I see you've grown tired of living. But Bathilde, no, we infiltrated a power station. How is that any different? What the heck is that all over you? You stink. It's not elid mucus, is it? And you two, if you take damage, you just slap some bandages on, dust yourself off, and call it a day. Then, as if that's not bad enough, you actually brought along this idiot who can barely hold a gun? Barely hold a gun? Lada, didn't you say your frame was in good condition? It's not that bad. It's just some minor issues with the hydraulic cylinders. It doesn't affect my ability to fight, Bathilde. Don't blame them. I insisted on going. Shut up. When was the last time you backed your neural cloud? If your frame had fallen apart in that pile of elids, you'd be there for good. Now come with me. Before the stunned Ulrid and Litara can act, Bathilde has already dragged Lada away. Wow, she really didn't hold back, did she? Still, it was definitely our fault for not verifying Lada's condition before setting off. Yeah, we were on a tight schedule and didn't check properly. We really needed to do our due diligence whenever the situation allows. I hope Lada will clear things up with Bathilde. Should we analyze the surveillance record together? Okay, here, let's sit down. These cameras are numbered consecutively, and the frames do connect with each other, so they're probably placed in the same area. From what I've observed about the numbering pattern, this place should be pretty far from the surveillance room. Latara, what do you think about what Bathilde just said? Do you mean the part where she blew up at you for making a doll who could barely hold a gunfight? Or the bit where she told you off for only slapping bandages on yourself when you get injured? What I mean is, if my decisions have actually been putting everyone in danger. Ulrid, you need to realize that there's no way we can completely avoid battles. Besides, we haven't been acting on your decisions. We all made the decisions as a collective. I know. That's why we need to find a way to acquire more supplies. This way, we can all get properly prepared. Instead of agonizing over whether we're making the right decisions, I think it's more important to consider everyone's aversion and avoidant attitude towards combat. Aversion and avoidance. If everyone knows that we can't undergo proper repairs after taking damage, then most dolls would choose to avoid combat. This is caused by the base layer programming of our neural cloud. Exactly. That's why the most pressing priority right now is to figure out how to boost everyone's confidence in battle. Otherwise, even if we call for a vote, the result could be invalid due to the lack of clear majority. After all, combat is unavoidable whether we decide to explore the ruins of the thermal power station or find an alternative location to set up camp. Is there really no solution that will make everyone happy? No, big sis. As they hear a set of brisk footsteps, Suomi comes running up to Ulrid. Big sis, Miss Rosalind said you found a lot of supplies and repair equipment that we need in the ruins. Is that true? Yes, it's true. Then let's hurry in. Slow down. Apart from the supplies, there are also a horde of elids that are way livelier than us. Suomi, why don't you tell us what you found first? Oh, I didn't actually find anything on my end. I combed through the 50 square kilometers that Miss Latara had plotted out for me, but all I found was several small towns and ruins, and there was pretty much nothing in there. I did find a Jeep 37 kilometer to the southwest. There was a bounty hunter inside, but they were ready. Anyway, I filled up on some gasoline there. There's a human settlement further in that direction, so I didn't go any closer. Then we can rule out that area as a suitable location to make camp. Any further exploration will have to be in the direction of the red zone. The red zone? No way. None of the dolls here have ever set foot in the red zone before. In the chaos, we could end up underestimating the threats we'd face in there. Besides, we don't even have the protective suits we need for entering the red zone. Heading toward the red zone with a shortage of supplies and questionable combat capability is a bad idea no matter how you look at it. We're circling back to the same issue. We need to give everyone the confidence to win battles. To describe our current situation in Bethil's words, we are a bunch of doll mummies wrapped in bandages. Even I don't have that kind of confidence. Oh. Suomi, sudden exclamation interrupts Ulrid's complaint. Huh? Actually, technically speaking, I did bring back, it's not that much of a big deal. Suomi, if you have something to say, just spit it out. Yeah, stop humming and hawing. Right, I've brought a former colleague back with me. Wait, what? Who? Colleague? You know, a fellow T-doll from my days at Griffin. I found her near the Jeep. She's in hibernation, and her frame has taken a massive beating. I know we're in no state to be helping others. Yeah, she said Griffin. I remember hearing that in the main campaign. I think that was with, what was it? With Colin? But I couldn't just leave her there, so I brought her with me. Suomi looks down in apprehension. She picks up at Ulrid to her left, who appears deep in thought with her lips pursed. Then at Latara, who is rubbing her chin in silence. She dares not to make a peep. Suomi, is this colleague of yours any good in fight? If she can bolster our strength, we could perhaps divert some resources to repairing her first. But if not, then I'm sorry. We'll have to leave her in storage for now. Oh, I do understand, Big Sis, but to be honest, I've barely had any dealings with her, but anyone who worked for Griffin can handle themselves perfectly in a fight. Alright, you probably know her, Miss Latara. It's Miss KSVK. KSV... I know her. I've read her team's combat reports. They had a very high mission success rate, and KSVK's performance was exceptional as a sniper. That's right. I also remember that particular team was very dependable and often got sent on challenging missions. Then, do you think she agreed to help us? Well, I can't make any promises, after all. My knowledge about her is limited to what I've learned from the combat reports. But what? Actually, I asked Miss Rosalind to take a look at her. According to Miss Rosalind, KSVK's neural module is severely damaged. If it's not repaired soon, the neural cloud might lose stability and suffer a complete cascade. But I don't want to put you in a difficult position either. Suomi's head drops as she trails off. Silence once again hangs heavily in the air. After a long while, Ulrid hammers the back of the chair next to her with a fist. Alright, it's decided. Let's get her fixed up. Really? Yep. If you stand by and let her suffer a neural breakdown just because she's no use to us, I can't very well go around claiming that I want to help all dolls, can I? And who knows? We may end up getting a powerful ally out of this. That's just like you, Ulrid. Stop making fun of me. Still, you mustn't use any of the supplies meant for the others' repairs. My frame is still doing okay, so she can use some of my spare parts, though I don't know if they're compatible with her model. Big sis, is that really okay? It's no big deal. I just have to make sure I don't get injured. Then I'm also going to give her my spare parts. My frame is also in good shape. Suomi, you can take my parts as well. Maybe you should hold on to them. Isn't your neural cloud also a bit unstable? I've run some calculations. My frame should be able to hold out for some time, and it doesn't make sense to keep the parts that we when we don't have the means or the equipment needed to actually carry out the repairs. If KSVK is willing to join us, we may be able to get our hands on more supplies sooner. Big sis, Natara. Alright, stop giving us those sappy puppy eyes. Go and find Rosalind. Will do. Alright, that was a long dialogue. Is there more? No, that was it. Yeah, lots of dialogue, man. Jeez. Already halfway into the video. Alright. The next one here. Man, we just did like 2 so far. Jeez, we got so many more to go. Okay. Oh, it's just a cutscene here. Commander, the good news I have for you is we have found Miss KSVK. Although her situation is very precarious, it feels like a miracle to run into a lost companion in the Yellow Zone. I hope I will run into you like this as well someday, Commander. A chance to encounter wouldn't be a breach in agreement, so it wouldn't cause you any trouble, right? Commander, I will now explain Miss KSVK's condition in greater detail. Things are a bit confusing, so I may not be able to explain it very clearly. Please try your best to make sense of my letter when you receive it. If we ever meet again, I'll also explain it in person. Huh. Things just got complicated. You mean with KSVK? Yeah. According to Suomi's most recent reports, she has lost all of her previous neural data. The damage in her neural cloud shouldn't affect her combat capability. That's not what I'm worried about. Since she has no memories, that means both you and Suomi are total strangers to her, no? If there's no emotional attachment, she isn't very likely to join us, is she? But we barely knew each other anyway. I don't think the damage in her neural cloud has much influence over her decision of whether she wants to join us or not. I suppose it's really up to her now. Yeah, it's not like we can take her apart again. What's that noise? Let's go. Oh. The 2 dolls run to the crude maintenance area and are greeted by the sight of a unique doll with animal ears sitting on the floor. Is that her? A panicking Suomi is standing off to the side with a mechanical arm in her hands. What is going on here? Suomi, did you tear off her arm? No, big sis. Suomi, put that down first. Okay. Flustered, Suomi drops the mechanical arm on the floor. Then she picks it up again and dusts it off stiffly. After wiping her dusty hands on her clothes, Suomi pulls the doll off the floor, apologetically, with Ulrid's help. I'm so sorry, Miss KSVK. Miss Rosalind? Let me... You must be KSVK. Sorry about that. We're rather short on supplies, but we've patched you up the best we could. Oh, she looks very cool. Is she also playable too? Just blowing away the smell of decay is enough to make me grateful. Huh? What does that mean? You got any ideas, Latara? I, I, I I don't. Is her language module also damaged? That's possible, but due to the time constraint and insufficient equipment, this is the best I can do. I don't mean to, perhaps Miss KSVK is expressing her gratitude? That's right. It is, just as you say. You are very welcome. Nice to meet you. My name is Latara. We used to work together at a PMC called Griffin and, Kryuger, though you may not remember. My name is Ulrid. I'm the leader of this group, I suppose. Now tell me, what just happened? I just briefly explained the situation to Miss KSVK, and she immediately wanted to rush off to help us exterminate the Elids. I thought it was too dangerous, so I tried to stop her. I didn't mean to pull off her arm. Her original left arm was completely right off. A complete write-off. I managed to put together this slapdash new arm with what I have on hand, but the joints break very easily if too much force is applied. So do be careful with it. A small token of gratitude to the great healer. Small token? A great healer? Looks like we've got ourselves another doll with a peculiar way of expressing herself. Sorry. It's nothing to apologize for. You're not the only one here who talks weirdly. Still, I'm very glad that you're willing to help us. I would say the one that talks the most weird is Nemesis. But still, she's like very, very cool. Ulrid, don't jump the gun here. Miss KSVK has just woken up, and Suomi hasn't gotten a chance to fill her in about everything. We should let her make the decision carefully, knowing all the facts. That's right. Let me see. Where do I start? From the disappearance of the bounty hunter and convoy leader, Alan, to the dolls forming their own doll collective to survive, Ulrid gives KSVK a summary of everything that they have been through. She also explains the voting system that the dolls have just adopted with Latara's help for making major decisions. So Ulrid is the Supreme Leader. Supreme Leader is hardly necessary. Just call me Ulrid. Everyone takes part in decision making here. Nominally, I'm the leader, but I'm technically more like an organizer. I see. But much as we'd like to keep up the collective self-determination, the truth is, since we are faced with severe shortages on supplies, many of our friends are forced into hibernation. Then I'm using exiled sinners do not deserve grace. This wrong must be righted. KSVK is about to rip her temporary arm off. Oh no, that's not what I meant. Hold your horses. We found the ruins of a thermal power station nearby that contains a lot of usable supplies. Really? Yep. If we can get our hands on those supplies, we'll be saved. The problem is, the place is crawling with Elids. KSVK, could you help us fight them? Just so you know, this isn't why we decided to repair you. I understand. All obstacles that hinder the lights will be shattered by the Sword of Hope. Not so fast. Rosalind calmly stops KSVK from charging out again. She wraps the back of the chair with the spanner in her hand. Her smile is gentle but also stern. You're not going anywhere before I tighten up your shoulder joints, you hear? Sorry. Thank you very much, Miss KSVK. We'll first need to put together an action plan. As Ulrid just explained, whether we do this or not ultimately comes down to a vote. Vote? What is a vote? Miss KSVK is suddenly speaking plainly. Looks like she has finally calmed down. We will kickstart the procedure soon. You will get a better idea when you see it happen. But tell us more about yourself first. That's right. We barely know anything about you. Suomi said you've lost all your neural logs just from before you entered the contamination zone. Do you still remember why you came to this area? I heard there's a key here that unlocks everything. I'm struggling to understand what she's saying. Again. Just struggling to understand? It's me. I'm the problem. Calm down. Please calm down, KSVK. Relax. Take a deep breath. Breathe in, breathe out. It's okay, Miss KSVK. We are not telling you off. We just want you to slow down and explain everything as clearly as you can, okay? Yes. After I woke up, I lost my memories. Then I came across a doll who seemed to know me. She gave me a set of coordinates and told me I might find some answers there. I left the convoy, but soon after I got here, I ran out of power. Ulrid, some Griffin dolls have stayed with us temporarily before. Could Miss KSVK have met one of them? Technically speaking, any doll who leaves us should have the corresponding neural logs purged to prevent information about us from being leaked. But there are those who have left without a word, and we couldn't do anything about them. Find some answers. Maybe the doll was referring to someone here who knows Miss KSVK? That would be me and Miss Latara? That may be so. I have come in the hope of retrieving the sand lost in time. You mean your lost neural logs? But neither Miss Latara nor I knew Miss KSVK very well back then. Oh, I think I've heard Miss DP-12 address you as Dushevnaya? Oh, Dushevnaya. Dushevnaya. Okay, Dushevnaya. DP-12? Dushevnaya. According to the combat records I've read, Miss DP-12 and Miss KSVK teamed up very often in combat. I believe you were quite close. Dushevnaya. Can you call me Dushevnaya? Of course. It's your name to begin with. Okay. Right. Time is short. Dushevnaya. Now that you probably won't find the answers you're searching for here. Are you still willing to help us? I am immensely grateful for just retrieving this name. Besides, that isn't my only goal. I shall keep my eyes firmly on where the North Star guides me. Huh? I'm guessing Miss Dushevnaya means she's happy to help us while she searches for her answers? Indeed. As expected from the Great Sage. The Great Sage. Great Sage? Oh, because you were the smartest, wisest member of the party of heroes. Like a great sage. You flatter me, but really, thanks so much for offering to help. This is wonderful, Miss Dushevnaya. Yeah, honestly, our situation really doesn't allow much more delay. Natara, let's call a new vote straight away. I'm sure Dushevnaya's arrival will give everyone a boost in confidence. Commander, poor Miss KSVK looked very much like a migratory bird who had been separated from her flock after being reactivated. Miss Latara and I told her many stories about our time at Griffin, but those didn't seem to mean anything to Miss KSVK. Only the mention of your name did her eyes suddenly light up with recognition and hope. Oh, really? She asked us a lot of questions about you. Sometimes she looked sad, and sometimes she smiled as she listened, said it felt both strange and familiar. Even though she remembered nothing but your name, she was certain that everything we told her had indeed happened. Perhaps you are the key that would unlock her memories, but at least she has found her own name, as well as us. Our doll community may just be a tiny unsteady boat, but I firmly believe that as long as we have each other, we will make it through the storm. However, despite the unexpected and joyful reunion, we are still faced with a lot of aggravating problems. From what Miss Latara has told me, Big Sis is worrying herself sick over them. I really want to help her, but I don't know what to do. 2 hours after the vote was called, Ulrid paces anxiously in circles like a caged beast. When she passes the chair that she was sitting on for the 3rd time, she finally trips it over. Who put this chair here? Wouldn't that be yourself? Calm down. If you can't, use one of your stress-relieving tools. You're right. Stress-relieving tools. Stress-relieving tools. I remember I have a scalp massager. Here it is. I'm still skeptical about the effectiveness of this thing, but I'm glad it helped you calm down. Things aren't actually that bad, Miss Ulrid. 67% of the voters abstained from voting this time. How can I not freak out about this? You said to Miss Dushevnaya, it's okay. We may have failed this time, but there'll be a next time, so don't worry. I was trying to encourage her. Not only did her arrival not increase the voting rate, it actually caused more voters to abstain. She was close to tears. Ulrid tosses away the scalp massager, then pulls out the noise. Then pulls out a battered rubber pig from her pouch and starts squeezing it like mad. She bounces her leg restlessly as the rubber pig squeals and snorts. The noise, dude. Anyway, guys, yeah, I'll go ahead and just end it here. But yeah, definitely these cutscenes are a lot longer than I thought. But yeah, the noise, man. It might take me a while to finish this. Like, I never thought about it. But yeah, I'm just gonna end things now before I keep on laughing at this noise as I try to commentate. But yeah, that'll be it for now, guys. That's game.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good